Al, it's good to be with you.
It's been a while, but since then everything seems to be going great. And
Yeah.
man, oh man! Of course, as we tape this, it's about a day or so after the shooting in Buffalo, and I think we had a number of mass shootings. And that was about some guy who bought this replacement theory. And I wanted to ask you about that because that seems to be something that the Republican Party, that Tucker Carlson, that others are repeating over and over again, that the Democrats are deliberately bringing in immigrants to replace white people in this country, and that they'll be obedient Democratic voters, and that's that plan.
So I think it's really important to be able to look at this moment and to orient to it by observing it, right? What is it that we're seeing play out on Fox News in those primetime hours? Number one show, Tucker Carlson, Laura Ingraham. What is the new right and who's a member of it? Well, Tucker Carlson is a leader. Matt Schlapp of CPAC is a leader. Laura Ingraham, J.D. Vance. And what they believe is that freedom in America is threatened by American democracy. And so let's pause right there for a second.
Yeah.
And ponder what that is. Let's say that again, because I want to talk about that on this podcast, because I want to go deeper on this, because it's important to understand what this is. What they are saying, and there's a Vanity Fair piece by an author named James Pogue, who goes inside this new right convention, and he talks to J.D. Vance, and what they say is that things are so broken, things are so chaotic, so shattered, so corrupt, that democracy has to be suspended in favor of some type of American Caesar who will rule benevolently and wisely and protect the legacy Americans, which is a gentler code word, 21st century word for master race. But replacement theory was at the core of Hitlerism. And Hitlerism was at the core of Nazi racial ideology, which was turned into the force of law with the Nuremberg laws that accompanied a vicious propaganda and a dehumanization that led to mass violence and a targeting of Jews on Kristallnacht. That leads to a conference in a Berlin suburb called Wannsee, which leads to Auschwitz. Replacement theory. And replacement theory is the paranoid delusion that a group of people who are more than and superior to will be enslaved by the perverse notion that they are rendered equal to by the equitable distribution of the vote, and have to share power with people that they consider less than. All of this was invented in an essay in 1855, where the word Aryan is used for the first time. This is the deadliest essay in history. And in 90 years' time, it killed over 100 million people, the ideology behind it. And that is what replacement theory is. And that is what is peddled on Fox News. And that is what is embraced by Elise Stefanik. And that is what is embraced by this extremist movement. It is a deep threat to, and it is an ongoing pestilence to our culture and our fabric and our national comedy with each other.